Thanks for joining us on this edition of National Focus. I'm Kerdisha St. Louis. Coming up, work begins on site for the new National Hospital. Rural farmers receive a training to build capacity and sustainability. And the Kalinago Week focuses on youth and heritage. Stay with us for details of these and other stories after this.
Think water, think life. Water refreshes, restores, cleans, and enhances growth. Potable water is a benchmark for development. DOWASCO is serious about its mandate to ensure easy access to potable water island-wide and provide sewage services for a cleaner environment. DOWASCO is your water and sewage company.
Thanks for staying with us. As part of a phased approach to construction of the new National Hospital, Hunan Construction Engineering Group Corporation of the People's Republic of China has begun works on the site of the Princess Margaret Hospital in Goodwill. The administrative building located on the eastern end of the PMH site is now under construction and will serve as the workspace of the Hunan Construction throughout the life of the project. This is the first building to be erected on the PMH site following the groundbreaking ceremony for the new National Hospital on August 8, 2016. The more than $100 million hospital will mean improved health care for Dominicans and visitors in just 2.5 years. At the groundbreaking ceremony last month, the Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit, expressed with the joy that he has wished for this since the moment he first assumed leadership of Dominica. He also believes that a modern hospital will bring tremendous benefits to the people of Dominica. The Prime Minister stated that citizens will have access to top-quality, affordable health care. Residents and visitors will have greater comfort knowing that when visiting Dominica, 21st century health care will be readily available. There will also be scope and opportunity for the pursuit of health tourism, with Dominica being able to offer first-rate healthcare services to neighboring islands in specific specialty areas. Not only would this attract new and additional revenue, but it will also benefit the vital tourism industry as well. This would serve to also reduce the number of people being referred to overseas facilities for care. The Dominica leader believes that the new National Hospital will enhance opportunities for its use by the medical schools for their clinical rotations and will bring additional economic benefits to the country. This project is one of the gifts promised by the People's Republic of China, the Windsor Park Sports Stadium, the Edward Oliver Libla Highway, and the rehabilitation of the Dominica Grammar School. Work on the administrative building is expected to last until November 2016. As a result, residents near the hospital as well as clients of the hospital will likely experience an increase in noise, disruptions, and dust due to construction. The US $40 million new National Hospital is a grant from the government of the People's Republic of China. The government of Dominica and the People's Republic of China formally established diplomatic relations in March 2004. In more news, the indigenous people of the island will on Friday, September 16th, begin 10 days of activity to remember their fallen ancestors of May 19, 1930, while also engaging the youth in informative activities. This year's Kalinago Week is dubbed Kalinago Forever, Defeat Never, embracing our Kalinago heritage. Honorable Minister for Kalinago Affairs, Cassius Daru, addressed a press conference to release the list of activities for this year.
In our development, there comes a point in time when there is a need for a renaissance of our cultural identity as a people. And this is what started somewhere back in the 80s when we had the formation of the Karina and the Kalinago Karifuna cultural group, which kind of revived this cultural identity in our people. And with regards to the Kalinago Week, we must not forget where it stemmed from, which is basically from the 1930s happening at Salibia. At Salibia, which was basically the capital of the Kalinago community then. That's where we had all basically commercial activities happening with the school, the health center, the church, and all other facets of it enclosed in the Salibia community.
Cultural Officer with the Ministry of Kalinago Affairs, Prosper Paris, revealed at a press conference that the official opening of Kalinago Week will begin with a ceremony honoring Rodney Stout, a Kalinago elder who was a member of the Karina Cultural Group and is now physically challenged. Paris officially invited the Dominicans and others to visit the Kalinago territory and use the opportunity to buy products and food items prepared by the Kalinago people. The main points of sale will be at Siniku and the Kalinago Barana Aute.
They will have involve the official opening of the week. That will involve the Buy Kalinago product, which is a marketing strategy to invite all of Dominica up to the Kalinago territory for the week to see and purchase our beautiful handicraft baskets, our agro-processing products, our fresh fruits and vegetables, and our ground provision, our sweet coconuts.
On Saturday, September 17th, will be the hosting of the Miss Kalinago pageant. 5 young ladies will compete this year. An ecumenical service will be held on Sunday, followed by the first ever fish day.
We want to promote healthy living, and this event is partner with the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries. So we are going to encourage all the Kalinago people to come, not only to eat, but to learn how to prepare lionfish, tuna, dolphin, all the red fish, and all different recipes. And that is a very, very interesting program. We are inviting all the different hamlets of the Kalinago territory to prepare a dish that is very much from the community. So when Bataka present their fish broth, it is different from Silico or whatever. So you'll have a different opportunity to taste different variety of fish and different way of preparing fish and different way of eating fish. So that day would be the 18th, and that will be a Sutumas Park in Gullet River, and we have that for the whole day, prayer first, and then fish day.
Monday, September 19th will mark the actual day in history when the Kalinago people fought and died for the cause of free trade. In the 1930s, there was a successful trading enterprise between the Kalinago community in Dominica and the French departments of Martinique and Guadeloupe. Soon after that enterprise was established, the governance at that time deemed the free movement of trade as illegal, and on September 19, 1930, police officers came within the borders of the Kalinago territory in search of illegally smuggled goods from the French islands. On that day, several Kalinago people died fighting for their rights to free movement. On Monday, September 19, 2016, several primary and secondary schools will be engaged in lectures, presentations, and history lessons to recount the events of that day.
We will be encouraging the schools to observe History Week, to have classes, videos, lectures relating to our history, and to let the children prepare something that on their own way would reflect their history. The resource person of the communities, the elders, will be invited to speak to them, especially the events of the 1930 uprising, which many young people doesn't have much information about. And in the evening of that same day, we will go on sites where exact area where the incident took place, and we'll have a recounting of the events, like a storytelling, and people will give the experience, and we'll have a smoke ceremony in honor of our past leaders, but also honoring our present and future leaders in that area. We have a serious discourse in the direct area on the site.
On Tuesday, September 20th, all Kalinago households, schools, and eateries will prepare original Kalinago meals to remind and educate young people of their Kalinago heritage.
Our usual practice of eating our local foods has been losing to fast food and other imported stuff. So we're encouraging people to eat something Kalinago. People who prepare food in restaurants and small areas, we want them in the territory, we want them to offer on that day to our client who visit on that particular day something that is very much Kalinago.
And on Wednesday, 21st September, the Kalinago people will take their cultural experience to Roseau with a panel discussion.
People who don't have the chance to come up and see us, we want to bring that experience in Roseau, where we bring our cultural groups, bring our craft, bring our cassava, bring our kaki, so that those people around Roseau who doesn't have the chance to come up there will have a taste. So we want to come down with that shared experience with you in the capital. And On the evening, we have a very serious discussion on the rights of indigenous people. The UN Declaration, the other articles that are in support of indigenous people worldwide will be examined and see what our rights, what our rights are, and are we respecting those rights. So there will be a very serious discussion on this night of Wednesday, and that will happen at the Salibia Government School, around the Resource Center in Sensi.
GIS News will keep you updated on these events and others to follow in subsequent newscasts. You're watching National Focus. More when we return.
Let's have some fun, eh?
I'm not ready for your kind of fun yet.
But everybody else is doing it.
But I'm not everybody else. I'm me, and I want to do well in school.
Well, you definitely get an A for attitude.
I plan to get an A in life, and then I think of your kind of fun.
So what am I to do in the meantime?
You'll survive.
Say no when you're not ready. Use condoms when you are.
Welcome back. The Caribbean Community CARICOM Secretariat is on a drive to educate the public on hassle-free movement of people among CARICOM member states. Last Friday, a public session was held at the Goodwill Christian Union Church, where Dominicans had the opportunity to voice their concerns regarding the free movement regime. Director of Trade Mathan Walter, who spoke on behalf of Dominica's ambassador to the OECS, His Excellency Felix Gregoire, noted that this new thrust to educate the public on hassle-free movement within the Caribbean community is not entirely new.
It has been voiced, it has been documented as far back as 1989 in the Grand Anne's Declaration, and cited and conveyed in the West Indian Commission due to the overwhelming popularity of that particular decision. The idea was, and still is, to allow CARICOM nationals freedom to travel into and within the jurisdiction of any member state without harassment and imposition of impediment. This was intended to foster a greater sense of community and to encourage greater intra-CARICOM tourism.
He says, however, the idea still remains to have CARICOM nationals travel without impediment. The Director of Trade also noted that varying levels of implementation of free movement from one member state to the other has led to matters being brought before the Caribbean Court of Justice. Matters involving free movement can only be dealt with at that court. Legal officer at the CARICOM Secretariat, O'Neill Francis, explained the objectives of CARICOM as allowing the free movement of goods and services, thereby deepening integration and fostering a higher standard of living for CARICOM nationals. A key component of free movement is the legal right to free movement of people.
In respect of the right of movement, there are certain legal rights that the CARICOM member state, the CARICOM national has. One is the right to an automatic stay of 6 months when they move from one member state to another. The other is that for certain categories of workers, they are able to move to other member states and work without a work permit. There are also other legal rights that CARICOM nationals have. One is the right to social security benefits when they move to work in other member states. And also under the revised treaty, as we will discuss earlier, one of the legal rights is the right to be able to move hassle-free, which is without any sort of impediment, unless there are certain exceptions that the member state that you are moving to can invoke.
These impediments are listed under Articles 225 and 226 of the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas.
For instance, if they deny entry to a CARICOM national for certain very sensitive reasons, meaning, for instance, it could be a matter relating to let's use an example, terrorism, and they do not want to disclose the reason why they have denied entry, then there are they can use the exception under Article 225 in order to not to give the reason. Under Article 226, there are also general exceptions. So a member state can take certain measures in order to protect their public morals, to protect public order and public safety, and to protect human, animal, or plant life and health, and to ensure compliance with certain laws, such as their customs laws.
The sensitization exercise forms a small part of the wider effort of the CARICOM Secretariat to educate the people of the region on their rights and opportunities as it relates to free movement within the CARICOM region. The CARICOM Secretariat is receiving assistance from the European Union 10th European Development Fund CSME and Economic Integration Program to facilitate these sessions. And finally, this news time, thanks to the collaboration of the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, ICA, the Caribbean Agricultural Research and Development Institute, CARDI, CARICOM, and funding by the European Union, Dominican farmers will soon have the opportunity to build capacity for the sustainability of small farmers, youth, and women in rural communities. An agricultural policy program dubbed the Traditional Knowledge and Innovation Training for Sustainable and Resilient Small Farming Systems was held on September 13th in the community of La Plaine. In attendance were organizations such as the Bells Cooperative, Dominica State College, Cochrane Farmers Group, and Giodel Farmers Group. ICA representative Kent Coppell addressed the event.
The Intra-ACP Policy Program is a multifaceted technical cooperation framework promoting a slate of activities focused on the Caribbean and Pacific regions to address the needs of agricultural smallholders and rural communities in response to the numerous challenges they face as a result of modernization, globalization, environmental and social changes. This EU-funded initiative seeks to contribute to the enhancement of capacities of agriculture in eradicating poverty, to contribute in the CARIFORUM countries. In the CARIFORUM countries, ICA is the lead implementing agency of this initiative in collaboration with CARICOM and CARDI, the latter two partners having the assigned respective areas of interest. It aims at ensuring that small producers and entrepreneurs, including women and youth, are more effectively integrated into national, regional, and international markets.
The agricultural policy program is multidimensional, focusing on related enabling policies and institutional environment, appropriate research technology and innovation, and market development with a view to delivering benefits to small producers under these initiatives. He described the components of the program.
Component 1 focuses on policy and strategy and is being implemented by CARICOM or CARIFORUM. Component 2 focuses on applied research and is being implemented by CARDI, and Component 3 focuses on enterprise development and is being implemented by ICA. The title of the workshop is consistent with the objectives outlined in Component 2 that involves promoting and facilitating access of small producers to validated traditional knowledge and innovative farming practices and new technologies, improved planting material and capacity to expand and manage improved germplasm of climate-ready varieties. This subject area is quite relevant to the development of agricultural sector. Introducing adaptation methods, promoting best practices, building resilience in our production systems are all critical towards the sustainability of the agricultural subsectors.
Dorian Etienne represented the Caribbean Agricultural Research and Development Institute, CARDI.
Over the years, small producers have used a wide range of agri-related knowledge and practices that have been passed down either through oral tradition or written tradition to ensure that their farms could continue to be productive. But somewhere along the line, we somehow deviated and adopted other practices or the approaches or the technologies or the methods of producing crops and livestock. However, with climate variability and high input costs, we have been sent back to the drawing board to take a closer look at the traditional knowledge and practices that have sustained our small producers. In addition to those practices, there's also a wide collection of innovative techniques that are being used in the region and globally to sustain agriculture production and productivity. It is against this background that KADI, under the Agriculture Policy Program, is seeking to improve the capacity of small producers to build sustainability and resilience in their production systems.
These are some of the topics covered at the training.
Today's training will expose the participants to information on traditional knowledge and innovative practices that will contribute to the development of sustainable and resilient farming systems. The lead facilitator, Dr. Kazemi, will, in the technical session, give an in-depth area of the matter, the subjects that will be covered in the training. But just to give you a brief idea, some of the subject areas will be sustainable land preparation practices, soil health, pest management, farm waste management, and climate resilience.
GIS News will bring you more on that event in a subsequent newscast.
Alors tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non moi c'est McPherson Saint-Luce. Premièrement, police qui département jeunesse qui a formulé qui a adressé bagaille négative au compte jeunesse. Parole ça là sorti votre consultant qui a travaillé formulé police là, Mr. Henry Charles.
L'année parole négative, ça pas bagaille neuf. Nous ka di moun moun ka do bagaille l'année problème jeunesse. So si yo en situation côté peut-être des jeunesse à leur bagaille crime, yo ka do ça c'est problème jeunesse. Ça nous ka di yo. Si yo garde assez bien, yo ka chile. Là pas ni problème qui problème jeunesse. Là ni problème société. Ça nous ka ouais, tous ces problèmes dans la société ani, il ka affecter jeunesse, plus passé il ka affecter l'autre monde dans la société. Bon, c'est nous juste garder about ces problèmes yon jeunesse ani. Nous pas ka faire nous pas ka garder bien puisque là nous garder développement pays comme Dominique. L'on bien garder en chaque ce développement jeunesse a fait à mettre un chayada et jeunesse a supporté développement pays.
Jeunesse supposé garder et puis en manière positive pour développement pays là.
So ça nous a dit ces monde là pas garder jeunesse comme un problème. Pas garder jeunesse comme si c'est un set monde qui voulait croiser société. Garder jeunesse comme une opportunité that pays ani, communauté ani pour yo faire d'avance, pour yo aller devant, pour yo changer, pour yo faire pays à plus porter plus prospérité un pays pour porter plus meilleure éducation toutes ces bails ça là. C'est garder jeunesse comme ça. Pas gaspiller ta garder jeunesse comme si c'est un problème avec bon Dieu c'est moun ça qui croiser pays. Garder yo quand c'est moun ça là à nous garder qui manière nous ça travailler puis yo pour mener pays à devant.
Alors, nouvelle, le ministère de l'Éducation tient en session pour mettre l'école pour discuter l'année académique, l'année 2016, l'année 2017. Le ministère de l'Éducation, Honorable Peter Saint-Jean, complimenter ces mettre l'école là et puis staff à yo pour l'éducation yo, et spécialement après Coulton Eric l'année passée. Honorable Saint-Jean aussi complimenter ces teachers là pour travailler à yo dans l'année académique là. Et le gouvernement qui travaille continue à faire provision un environnement bien formidable pour teachers ça délivrer un bon service. Ministre Saint-Jean dit gouvernement Dominique a dépensé un lot d'argent à ces maisons pour faire assurer un environnement éducation bien formidable. L'argent de $2 millions tapé à location pour l'école Grammar School en Wozo, désigne pour l'école secondaire Goodwill, Thibault et puis Kalibiché aussi à ce cadre pour taper réparation. En la nouvelle, peuple Kalinago a tapé encouragement pour préparer manger à la gare Kalinago, 11 jours pendant la semaine Kalinago, qui a couru le 16 pour le 27 septembre l'année salam. Parole salam sur l'officier culturel Kalinago, Prosper Paris.
Mardi, nous avons encouragé mon Kalinago pour faire quelque chose de Kalinago à casa. Pas un chicken là seulement, spaghetti. Juste ça là, faire un kanki, faire un cassave, faire un toumali. Fait bagaille qui vraiment Kalinago. C'est mon qui des restaurants là, nous avons encouragé pour préparer les gens venir au restaurant à le cas vendre manger Même si c'est Bix là il a fait, pas faire l'huile au tipito. Pour ça, vous savez, c'est plus une manière différent goût pour nous présenter un bagage qui est vraiment Kalinago. Pour ça, nous les gens fait à case, nous les à l'école, là, il y a tuer dans l'école là, nous les vous deux qui c'est moun aussi qui tuer ça à l'école.
Sinon, mais c'est Paris, une délégation Kalinago qui visite aux zoo pour montrer culture. Il y a une discussion qui aussi prend place les mêmes soirs en Kalinago.
Mercredi, nous les venus aux zoo. Aux zoo pour ba gendarme qui passe à monter là, parce qu'il y a travail. Venir pour une expérience là, pour là nous mener artisanaux de scène, qu'à savent nous quand qui nous de scène, nous qui mener c'est groupe cultural de scène pour bailler un petit morceau expérience en ça, pour muser avec yo, pour yo venir joindre plus tard en semaine là. Et jour ça là net là, son bagage pied sérieux, nous caïni en discussion à ce droit monde indigène. Ça c'est différent monde ILO c'est grand monde na United Nations na yo ya banu marcher joindre ensemble et déterminer et marcher qui doit nous ni et aussi si nous respecter ces lois ça là et si même si nous connaître doit nous comme monde ancien comme ça nous qui adresser nous qui ni panélistes en différentes sociétés là monde qui en loi monde qui chef qui passé et monde qui en communauté là pour adresser et veut parler contre ces droits Kalinago.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles à Creole pour à présent. Non, moi c'est McPherson Luce. Au revoir.
Children, yell and tell. If someone tries to abuse you, tell until someone believes you and they do something about it.
For more information on child abuse or to report suspected cases on child abuse, contact the Social Welfare Division on 33 Great Marlborough Street or call 266-3020 or 266-3080.
If you jump into budgeting without a positive attitude, you are likely to give up before you've even seen the difference a spending plan can make in your life. Begin by totaling your monthly income and monthly expenses. If your end result shows more income than expenses, you're off to a good start. However, if you're in a situation where expenses are higher than income, you should look at your variable expenses to find areas to cut. After the first month of planning your expenses, take a minute to sit down and compare the actual expenses versus what you had created in the budget. This will show you where you did well and where you may need to improve. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow our Twitter at GIS News Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. Live streaming is also available on our YouTube channel 24 hours a day. From all of us here on the GIS News production team, I'm Kerdisha. Thanks for watching and have a great day.